I got very, very lucky when I first started introducing myself as a philosopher in 2020. I was amazed. People were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then they would ask me what I would was in and all that, and I was like, "You're okay with that? That I'm saying that? I mean, that's what I am. Um, a lover of knowledge, obviously, but also, I mean, the number of ideas that you can put to my name that are empirically based, it's a pretty good number now. Um, and so it's been really awesome. But then this summer, for the first time, 3 years of introducing myself as a philosopher, and now I'm hearing what I had expected to hear early on. Um, so this Nazi said, um, so because I was talking to someone, all right, I had a new student who wanted to be able to discuss philosophy with me in English. I teach English, right? So I wanted to, so I had a new student, and the Nazi was nearby. Um, and she said that, by the way, of course I'm doing this to discredit her immediately, but by the way, if I told you any of the things she said, I'll just tell you one. She said Hitler did a lot of good things. The first day I met her, she said, what people don't know is that Hitler did a lot of good things for the German people also. She also said, you say anything these days and people call you a Nazi. She also said, yeah, I don't want so many Arabs in my country. They're just too different and I don't feel safe around them. She also said, made a lot of jokes about me, like raping her or being a criminal. And what else? Are you satisfied? Great. So anyway, back to my ad hominem fallacy. So this Nazi, she overhears me in my class, and in my class, the guy is talking to me about some philosopher that I don't know his ideas. This philosopher, and so I tell him I didn't study philosophy. I took philosophy classes, but I didn't study philosophy. I just do it now. And so like a day later, after overhearing this, she goes, "Hey, so by the way, did you did you did you study philosophy?" I said, "No, I studied neuroscience." She said, "Oh, okay, so you didn't actually even study philosophy?" I go, "No, I do philosophy." And actually, um, philosophy happened before there was any philosophy, first of all, people thinking. Then yes, it's good to build on previous philosophers' ideas, except then there was like the Enlightenment. We have electricity now, so now a lot of the a priori bullshit of philosophers from 200 years ago, hey, they were smart people and they came up with better stuff than even you could come up with now. Which is why when I was in high school reading Locke, or when I was in college taking philosophy classes, I was able to go, oh yeah, I had that idea. Oh yeah, oh that I don't what no, I thought that when I was a kid, obviously. But now we have information to use, so now we're not just sitting in a cave looking at shadows, thinking about things. But I can also do that. There's my cave right there. So I sit there and I just think about things without any information at all, just my observations and my interpretations. But the thing is, I also have a shit ton of information because, well, thank God for neuroscience. Um, so, um, well, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So now also, see, the thing about that I have to remind myself is that people don't know what a philosopher is, right? Um, in fact, the brain is so simple that the only way to be a thing now is to have a degree that says so. But what's funny about, like, if it were engineering, okay, no, I mean, no, not okay actually, not okay, because actually you could very well be an amazing engineer without a degree in engineering, huh? Because you just do it. But you can't be a doctor. I guess you could be anything without having a degree in it. But then we just can't be sure if you really know what you're doing. Now, here's the thing about philosophy, though. If you have a degree in philosophy, if it's not, I mean, not a doctorate, but if you have like a bachelor's, that's not giving philosopher to me. lots of philosophers have bachelors in philosophy because that's what they knew they wanted to do. But it's their work that is giving philosopher. I'm using giving. This is my first time. The fact that they were able to understand Kant and Locke and Hume and, whoever else, Sartre and David Hume and everybody else, that's not what makes them a philosopher. That just means they have an IQ over 130. What a philosopher does is he goes beyond. He says, whatever information, whatever knowledge we have now, whatever observation I have now, I'm going to take it to as far as I can. And so that's the thing. Having a degree in philosophy, it's like, so the school system said, hey, you've learned these past ideas really well. And again, we're not talking about doctorate, because for doctorate you have to do your thesis, and hopefully you have to actually present your own idea. But there's a big difference between being able to learn what other philosophers came up with, being able to understand those words, I'm not even convinced you understand them, and being able to come up with the ideas yourself. So anyway, I know nobody has any sympathy for me, but if you're also a philosopher, and you've had any, but let's say you're actually like smart, and also like using information, and it's not just your bullshit program saying bullshit. It might be in my case, except luckily I have some books to back me up, or to back up parts of it. You put all these pages together and you basically have my idea. By the way, my idea isn't particularly, I explained this in another video, I'm not particularly special. Voices theory isn't like, it's really just putting together other people's work. Except I put together the work of neuroscientists, rather than of philosophers who thought that the brain cooled the blood. That's all. So anyway, I know I wasn't given a great energy, but because I just have to really, I got really lucky that people allowed me to get comfortable in that title. And so, I ignored it when the Nazi was like, did you study philosophy? And I said, no, I studied neuroscience. She said, oh, you didn't study philosophy? Oh, okay, I thought you had, oh, so you're just like a philosopher. And like, I took philosophy classes, I've read, anyway. And then today somebody was like, okay. And then he mentions a philosopher that we both know, who's more a neuroscientist than a philosopher, who talks about religion a lot. And he says that guy has his PhD in philosophy. I was shocked by that, because he's a neuroscientist. So why would you get your PhD in philosophy unless he has both? So I was like, oh, so he must have both then. Looked on, he does not have a PhD in neuroscience, but he does have a bachelor's in neuroscience. So he does have a bachelor's in philosophy, so he majored in philosophy. Does that make me a better neuroscientist than him? No, obviously not, because I don't have a doctorate, and I also don't have a bachelor's in neuroscience, but I at least majored in neuroscience. Does that somehow make me like a better... No, it doesn't. You know what makes Sam Harris a philosopher and a neuroscientist? It's not the fact that he fucking majored in philosophy in college. It's the fact that he did a thesis in neuroscience, that's one thing. And the fact that for the last, 30 years, he has been writing about philosophy and neuroscience. And the people that have received his ideas have been like, whoa, those are cool ideas. Well, I check all those boxes, so. Well, not 30. I don't have 30 years, but. Okay. This is really for me more than it is for you, right? Just stay strong, Eris. 2023 is bullshit. You do not need a degree in something to be doing that thing. And the two people who made you feel like your title was questioned, first of all, that's your fault. You're a dumbass for feeling that way. But second of all, you couldn't prove your work to them. But anybody on this channel who has a doubt that I'm a philosopher, the most objective way to do this, because what are we gonna do? You call me. How are you gonna prove to me that I'm able to prove to you that I'm doing philosophy? How are you gonna prove to me that you're not an idiot? You could talk to me, but who am I to judge whether or not you're an idiot? There are people who are smarter than me, who spent more time than me on IQ tests. So you send me your result over, 130, 135 range, but okay. And if it's over 135, okay. Send me that. I can prove to you I'm a philosopher, I promise. I can prove to you that I'm a neuroscientist. I don't need to, I guess, but... Right, no, I don't need to. Right? But no, through proving it to you, I will be talking about some of the ideas. And I'll be talking with someone who's over 135, maybe just over 130. That's amazing for me. So what I'm going to get out of it is to be able to get your opinion. And what you'll be able to get out of it is proof that I'm the best philosopher of the 21st century. Does that sound like a fair deal to you?